You do not need to wait for your graduation in order to apply for your first job. You can create one. And success begins with a small step. Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I want to encourage you. I want to stimulate your brain. I want to give you an encouragement this day that you can start small and grow bigger, that you can turn your ideas into your dream business. So this is going to be a very insightful video. If you're watching me for the very first time, my name is Asperia, a very passionate poultry farmer. This is going to be very nice. So I have come here in the poultry house to do this, because why not? Someone shouldn't do a video about poultry when there is no sound of hens. So you're going to allow me get outside this house, sit down, give you the story. I'm going to show you even how much profit I get in my farm. This is going to be very nice, so you're going to watch it to the end. You are welcome. Give it a like, leave a comment for me in the comment section, subscribe and share it with all the friends that you would wish well. So by the time we finish watching this story, you will be knowing how much profit I make out of this poultry farm. Now, for many people like watching a video for 2 seconds and you go away, so I'm going to say that in the last clip of this video. So you are welcome to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing, because this is going to be a very good source of information for you, especially if you want to venture into farming. So first of all, I want to show you the routine, what we do. These birds are not actually hard to take care of, as long as they have left the hardest stage of brooding. Once they reach the time of laying, they are very easy to take care of. So as long as you have given them food, you've given them water, you have turned the litter, everything is okay. These birds are not really stressful. So in the morning, we give them food and we collect the eggs. They don't lay the eggs at the same time. Sometimes they lay later, but at least by 2 p.m. most of them have finished laying. So it's around 10 in the morning, and so I'm picking some of the eggs, because once you leave them there in the laying boxes, they now become sometimes idle and they start eating the eggs. So we collect them like 3 times in a day. And so as you can see, I gave them some food so that they don't put their attention on me as I pick the eggs. But then it's really funful here at the farm. The birds enjoy having you inside their poultry house. They really feel so excited. So as we talk right now, they are very easy to manage, you know. So my birds are in 2 phases. I first brought the first batch, like I will explain for you in the few minutes to come. I first brought one batch and then I brought this other one, so they are not of the same age. I have shared the story of how I began my poultry farming. The video is already on the channel. You can go and check it out. And this particular video, I'm going to talk to you about how much I started with, how many birds I started with, the feeding, the life, how it has been, and how much I started, selling the products, where do I sell my products. So it's going to be really encouraging. So you can like the video already. So poultry, like any other business, also has factors. Before you start it, you have to have at least something. You must have some capital at least. Now, it doesn't matter how big you're going to start or how small. The fact is that you're going to start. So I didn't really want to start with a lot of birds, because I didn't have enough knowledge about the poultry farming, and I had also seen people who started big and really they could not make it. So I first wanted to take a risk, but I didn't want it to be too overwhelming. So I began with the birds I could manage, specifically to learn, get knowledge, get experience, and then be able to grow my farm. So I started with 120 birds. And before I started, I of course wanted to specialize. I didn't want to bring 50 here, there. So I specialized in layers. And layers are these birds that lay eggs, and so the products that we get from the layers are specifically eggs. And also we get also manure, we also get the birds themselves, after they have finished the laying period, we lay them off and sell them for people to go and eat in their hotels, in their homes. So I was looking at something that is going to give me peace, that is going to give me time to do it very well. I didn't want to have pressure because I was a beginner and I really did not want something to really give me a big weight. For broilers, they are good because they give you really quick money, especially for if you are a student, if you are a young person, it gives you like really quick money. But for my case, I really loved layers. So don't say, let me do layers, because broilers are also good. But like I said, they also have their disadvantages and advantages. But for a student, if you have no land you can practice the farming, I would encourage you to do broilers, because with broilers, you can even rent a house or these unfinished buildings. You try to finish them and then you do, because now the broilers, they take at least 6 weeks or 8 weeks if they have delayed, so by that time they are ready to be sold out, while layers, they really take a long time on the farm. So it needs you to have land and a very nice house for the layers, because they are going to take 2 years at your home or at the farm before you lay them off as off layers. So if you are a student and you would want to start poultry, maybe you are at school, you're renting, I would really encourage you to do broilers, because they give you really quick money. You can invest in small and get it really quickly. But for people who want like long term, you can do layers. Either way, it's very good. So I started with 120 birds. I wanted to learn about brooding. Of course, like I have always mentioned in my previous videos, I searched, I had knowledge about this and that, but it was not practical. So I really wanted to practice. I wanted to see that I'm able to make this. And so I started with a few birds. I'll show you how much I bought the birds, and so before I brought the birds, we had to first invest in constructing the chicken house. So that house was bigger, and it was not only for 120, but we had to divide it so that the birds could be in one place. And if we try and see that things are going to come out, we could expand and be able to bring more birds. So if you have been watching my videos, you see that the birds are in 2 houses, like 2 particular rooms, and they have the different age. These ones came first, the other one came second. Also buying the things to use in the poultry house, like drinkers, like feeders. Also I needed to have money that is going to help me feed these birds for at least the first 6 months before they could start giving me the money back. And also I needed to have money ready for vaccinations and anything that needed to do with vets. So it was not really an easy journey, but like I said, everything has its own good sides and also bad side, but we don't look at the bad side. If you are an entrepreneur or your dream is to be a business person, you look at the positives. So I looked at the positive and I followed that side and I started the farm. So I don't want to tell you that brooding was easy. It wasn't really easy, because I had never done it for in my life. It was my very first time doing it, but God was great. We did brood our birds successfully, and we had 0 deaths during brooding from day 1 up to day 28. It was such an inspiration to us, and after successful brooding, we realized that we could bring more birds, because what I was worried of, I was now able to see that it's doable. So it is very important for us to start small, not because we can't manage starting big, but because we want to learn, we want to get knowledge, experience, and then we'll be able to expand. So apparently our farm is bigger than how it started. You can learn a lot from poultry. So how much did I start with? Now for layers, they have a different price from broilers. The price of birds differs from the one of broilers. So for layers, I bought my birds at around 4,900 Uganda shillings, and apparently they are at 5,100, but by then it was 4,900. But because they did not deliver to the farm, I had to go pick them from the supplier. It means I bought the birds at 5,000, and these birds I bought them at day 1. They had just come from the hatchery. So day one old at 5,000. So 120 birds, that makes it 600,000 Uganda shillings, buying your 1 day old chicks. After buying the chicks, of course, I told you I had invested in the building the chicken coop, but I shared a video of how much it costed me to start the whole project. It's still on the channel. You can go and check it out. So here I'm going to pass through it briefly. So we raised the birds very well, and they started laying. So when they started laying, we started getting eggs, and apparently the prices of eggs stand at 11,000. And farm gate prices where I am, because I always want to be a little bit cheaper compared to other people. That is one way of my marketing. So apparently we started getting close to 7 trays of eggs per day. And so 7 trays, you see that when you multiply it by 11,000, you're able to get close to 77,000. And so in a week, you find that you have about 49 trays. So 49 trays, when you multiply those ones by 4 weeks, you find that you have close to 210 trays of eggs while you're at home chilling, doing what you love best. So when you multiply that money, so you find that you are almost getting 2.4 millions of money. So out of that money, you're going to get the money that you have used to feed the birds, to pay the people helping you, to do the vaccination, to buy things that come here and there, the transport costs and everything. And eventually you zero down with some good amount of profit monthly as a small beginner. So you can use your calculator to calculate that. It's somehow good. Imagine if you get that as a student, as a young person, it would be such a good encouragement. So it has not been an easy journey, but there are a lot of benefits. I have personally benefited, and you who is watching me can also benefit. One, you can learn entrepreneurship. You can know how to start a business, how to be resilient, how to be consistent, because this is you going to run out this business from day one up to the time the birds start laying, and you are the one going to sell the product. So you learn skills of entrepreneurship, you learn budgeting and money management. Now when you have not invested, you cannot learn how to manage money, because if you only know how to be given, then you cannot know how to budget. You will always spend. But the moment you start venturing into business, every coin counts actually. So you have to budget for it, and then you learn how to manage money, because if you overspend, the business is going to collapse. So it gives you the skills to manage money very well. It also gives you time management skills, because now you have to juggle between business, between lifestyle. If you're a family person or if you're a young person, you have to juggle between school and business. So it makes you this person that has intentional plans, so you manage time very well. You also learn problem solving skills, because there are so many things that are going to hit you at the farm, especially challenges. I shared some of them. Like one day, it was really too hot here on the farm, and we really did not have water. All the water was not there, so we had to first go and borrow water from friends, and it was some good distance from our home. So it was like a big challenge. But as an entrepreneur, as a farmer, it gives you that ability to start planning, how do I solve this. So you learn problem solving skills. You also learn marketing and customer service. You guys, before you start being an entrepreneur, you can't know how to be a good customer service person. You don't know customer care. So when you start this, you learn marketing skills. So as you're venturing, like you're studying your course of business administration, you have it practically that you're going to face a customer and market your product, convince them to like it, tell them how better it is than all the other things outside in the market. So it gives you those marketing skills, and also gives you that ability to be a good person that handles very well customer. And then you also learn a lot about record management. Of course, we learn it in theory that you have to be accountable. You have to keep the track of your expenses, your income. So when you are an entrepreneur, you have it practically that you have to record every transaction that you do at the farm. Let it be explained. Maybe you have bought feeds, you have bought even sandals, you have bought gumboots for yourself. You have to learn to keep that as record. That helps you to track all your income and all your expenses, and that makes you know that you are making profit or you're making losses. So it gives you a lot of skills. You could start small, but then don't only look at the money bit of it. You're going to get a lot of skills. You're going to get a lot out of that small farm. So many other benefits, like you become self-reliant. You don't become a job seeker. Now, so many people wait for the graduation and start applying for a job. Now, with agribusiness, you become a job creator. And today's world, there are a lot of unemployed youth, unemployed people. And so many people, every time, they are getting degrees, they are getting diplomas, they are getting certificates. So we may not be able to get jobs in our country. It might be hard for everyone to be employed. So we have to be job creators. You can create a job and even employ your fellow students and employ other people, and that gives you joy as a young person to be able to add value in the community. And also you are able to reduce on unemployment. Imagine so many youth like rioting. The government has not helped us. What have you helped the government? Like, what have you done to the government? Can you also be part of the people that create jobs so that the government also will delight in you? We're able to say that so and so is, helping the government to curb the unemployment that is so much in our country. So you become a big boss. Another thing, you also develop leadership skills. When you start becoming a job creator, you have to learn about leadership because you're going to be a CEO. Don't mind about the number of birds you're going to start with. You're going to grow, and you are going to employ a lot of people, and that makes you a big leader. So you grow in the area of leadership. You find that you are having skills to manage people, skills to manage business, skills to be able to run a business, to make it stand and, be successful. Those are so many other benefits. As I conclude, I want to encourage you to start small. You can even start with 10 chicks. You don't have to start with 100. You can start with 10 chicks. You make a small profit out of it. You bring 20, you bring 30, you bring 50, until you make it to 1,000. There are so many other successful farmers that we see today on our screens, but they did not start like that. Success does not just start big. You start small and grow a step by step, and you reach your final destination. And secondly, learn online. Learn from us who have already started. Watch videos about successful farming, people who are doing different ventures. Get knowledge, get inspired, and be able to start. And also join groups of farmers. Like we have a poultry circle. You can join us. Very soon we shall be able to be giving people money to start. So you can join circles around your community. You'll be able to save money, and you'll be able to start your dream businesses. Then you can also seek for support from NGOs. There are so many youth programs in the government is supporting the youth. You can be strategic. You can wake up, you start something, and then you'll be able to tell people that I have started something, but I really need some funding. And by God's grace, you can get the funds, and you do your dream business that you have always wanted. Then you can use your school holidays perfectly. If you are at school, don't just go home to do betting, to be on TikTok dancing. You can use your life better. You can do this farming. You can start the content creation. You share us your story. You share with us your journey, and we keep watching. Instead of people going to remove clothes on the internet to show us their body parts, you can do better with your life. You can show us something that will add value in the lives of people, and that is going to be a very, very good thing. You can earn money from online, from your farm. Remember, you might start your farm and you'll be sharing your journey here on YouTube, and people watch your videos. You'll be able to get much more money on YouTube compared to what you get on your farm. So do not despise small beginnings. They are very good. You can share your journey with people on TikTok. People have been able to benefit from those TikTok platforms. So as students, let's use these opportunities wisely and be able to get money out of this. You do not need to wait for your graduation in order to apply for your first job. You can create one. And success begins with a small step. I believe you found something helpful in this video. If that is so, please like the video, leave a comment for us. If you have any questions, I welcome them in the comment section and I'll be glad to chat with you. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.